Alien Cyborgs.
The 8436, the Wood Woodstock.
Alien Cyborgs. Alien Cyborgs. Alien Cyborgs.
Who next? Who can top that?
Right here.
Anybody fucking see people that I worked with in the past?
Right.
Yes.
Is there a real Amy?
Is there a real Amy? Let me see. Was there an Amy? I gotta think on this one. When I wrote the monologue. I know I wrote it for myself to act because I was like, boy, it seems fun. Whenever I write a monologue for people and they do it, I was like, I'd like to fucking do that. But my character's Silent Bob. But I was like, well, I do a line. Maybe I'll do a monologue. And then like 3 lines into the performance, I regretted the decision. Because I was just like, I can't fucking memorize lines. That's why I didn't play Randall. Like, I wrote the role of Randall in Clerks to play myself. That's why he's got all the best jokes. But as we got close to like production, I was like, I can't memorize all these lines. Who wrote this shit? So years later, the same thing. I got filled with delusions of grandeur somehow after Mallrats. And I was like, maybe I'll give myself a fucking monologue to do in Chasing Amy. And we got there at the table, I tried spitting it out and I couldn't do it. It was fucking really nerve-wracking. I just like prepared the crew right before we shot, because that was the only time we shot with Jason Mewes on that movie. So right before we shot, I pulled all the keys together from all the departments. I was like, tonight we're shooting with Jason Mewes, and it could be the best night of our shooting lives or the longest. You know, it may be a start-stop process where he does a line and then we stop the camera and I prep him with the next line, we turn on the camera and we do it again and shit, because we didn't have digital, we were burning actual film. So I was like, so be prepared, man. Then we sit down and Mewes spits out his fucking dialogue like crazy. He was just really, really wonderful. And it comes to me and I'm like, you're chasing line, you know? And it just began this horrible process of fucking like trying to spit out that monologue. And then at a certain point, I got okay with the fact that I was like, oh, I'm the writer. So I could just fucking write this as I'm sitting here, man. So I just started fucking saying shit just to fill the space. And you know, I was one of those really dictatorial directors back then about like, do the lines, do them as fucking written. That is the line, that's the Bible. Say it exactly like this. And I'd give people line readings and shit. So there I am sitting across from a dude who I've just been berating for fucking like 20 days going, do it fucking right. You're fucking everything up. If you want to say funny things, put it in your own fucking screenplay one day. He did. He won an Oscar. So I'm sitting across from him. I'm spitting out made-up lines and shit. And finally, he goes, "What the fuck, dude? Like, those lines are not in the fucking script." I was like, "I know, I'm the writer. I can do this." He's like, "Ooh." Jason Mewes, on the other hand, just laughing the whole time because like I couldn't fucking do it. He's like, "Acting's hard, isn't it, Moves?" And I remember I think it was Leron Skippy with the camera. It was the grip. They were wrapping up after we were finally done, like hours into the evening at the Marina Diner. And he goes, yeah, man, that Jason Mewes, you gotta watch out. He's a tough guy to shoot with, man. He had us here all night. I was like, shut the fuck up. So I know the speech I wrote just to see if I could do a speech, just to give myself a speech. But was I chasing Amy? No, I don't think there was ever an actual like person. It definitely came from personal experience. Like the whole movie was kind of predicated on my relationship with Joey Adams at the time, and a little bit. She was a little more worldly than me, and it fucked with my head because I was from like suburban New Jersey and shit. Didn't know there were gay people or black people. So so I was kind of sheltered, and this movie was my way of dealing with that. I come from people, it's not really common anymore these days, but I come from very sexually insecure stock. Jersey males, very much like this, at least the Jersey males I know. Maybe it was in the Water and Highlands. Jason Mewes, Brian Johnson, Walter Flanagan, the people I came up with. Same perspective back then, which was just like, oh my God, like I can't deal with this person having had a relationship prior to me and fucking seeing that person around and feeling sexually inferior, sexually insecure. So everyone always wanted to date like virgins because then you have to deal with a sexual history or something like that. So Chasing Amy was actually me divesting myself of that. Like I wrote it as therapy, either the cheapest or most expensive form of therapy there was, because it was only like $250,000 to get it off my chest, to fucking like just like write it all down, all that shit, like, and be honest about it. And when I was done writing it, I was kind of like free. It was strange. I was like, holy shit. And when the movie was done, I was real fucking free. You know, I'd come around to a grown-up point of view. I was no longer a fucking teenager from New Jersey. My point of view was just like, Why do you want to be with somebody who hasn't seen the world? Like, go find people who have seen the fucking world. Be with people who have lots of fucking experience and learn from those people. Maybe they'll teach you to have experiences and shit like that. So at that point, I was like, I'm done dating virgins. I only want to date whores. And I met my wife. So it was... so no, there was no like... there was no... it was Saturday night sex night, no more. Damn it. There was no like the true Amy story. That was just a monologue to write. But the idea of being, you know, like Holden, that was very much me at the time that I wrote that. Okay, who else?
Thanks.
Alien
Sure, what's
Cyborgs. Alien Cyborgs.